König Ludwig Weissbier Hell.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. Got a really exclusive one today. It's a Weissbier from Bavaria.
Hello.
Never done one of them before. You know I'm taking the piss. This is one from the König Ludwig Brewery, which is quite an old brewery. But one of the things it has got going for it is it's one of the original signatories of the 1516 purity law. Now that might not mean a lot to some people, but the 1516 purity law is a really big thing in Germany, and to be an original signatory of that is a big thing. It just meant that you were on board with the philosophy of just brewing with pure ingredients. The brewers that had to sign up for it afterwards were not really on board with that, and there's still brewers that aren't on board with it now, but it's always a good sign, or at least it's a good start with breweries that have actually got that on their beer, especially the German stuff. They get stuff that's brewed over here in the United Kingdom that's signed up for it, and it can be shit. But to get a German brewer that's doing that, yeah, that is a good string to your bow, if you know what I mean. Just a quick one. I've got the original bins back on there. My head's not hurting so much because of the tattoo. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know what order this video's gone in, but I had my head tattooed and the fucking glasses were hurting. I just want to say again, if you're going to get a tattoo, do not invest in any of this shit for numbing cream, because it is fucking useless. That's going in the bin. I bought some of that, my mate said, it's brilliant. I was still numb the next day. Fucking first time the needle went in my head, it was like, fucking hell. Yeah, and I had 2.5 hours of that. So it's safe to say I was in fucking agony when I came out of that. Anyway, more on that later. Let's get back to this beer. Now this is a Weissbier Hell. Now Hell, of course, in German means light, so it's a light Weissbier. I imagine that's the opposite to a Dunkel. I don't know whether they've done that or whether it's actually a light Weissbier. Don't know. Who knows? Pale wheat beer. I imagine that's what the description of it is. And Warsteiner have a big stake in this brewery too. I think it's like a 50-50 partnership, but you've got to be careful if you're buying this, because this is brewed under license in a lot of countries, and it's brewed under the Kaltenberg name, and especially in Europe, this in other countries apart from Germany, places like Croatia, Switzerland, Sweden, etc., it's brewed under the name Kaltenberg. But I can assure you this is the genuine article. Everything on the back is in German. Can you get that? Oh, come on, I'm going to smash this camera one day when that autofocus starts playing up. And it's got that there, the EU protected status. It is indeed a Bavarian beer from Upper Bavaria. A place called Fürstenfeldbruck, which literally translates to the Prince's Field Bridge. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Anyway, one thing I will say, last word on this, and then I'll get onto the beer. This is quite cheap in Europe. I've seen it advertised for €1.50. So in real money, that's about, I don't know, 5p, is it? What are euros worth now? I don't know. I'm joking. It's worth about £1.30, £1.40, something like that. So it's cheap. Unfortunately, that's not what I paid for it. I paid over £2 for it, but not a lot. I think it was about £2.20 or something like that. So Let's see if it was worth my hard-earned £2.20. Right, quick one. This is a 500ml bottle. It is 5.5% and everything else is in German, but the ingredients, it does say that this conforms to the Reinheitsgebot, as you'd expect, being an original signature, and it's got everything in German, so this is the genuine article. So let's get it open and let's see what's really going on. There's the cap. Quite an interesting looking cap, coat of arms. I'm sure that's some Bavarian royalty. This has got links to some prince in Bavaria. I should have looked it up. I'm a lazy fucker when it comes to this shit. But it's got links to a royal Bavarian family. So yeah, the pedigree on it's quite good. Let's get it in the glass. Oh, no, hang on. Let's get it on the nose first. Nice. Nice banana and clove and big sweet malt. That smells quite nice. Let's get it into the glass. Now, I don't know if you're hearing that or the mic's picking it up, but there is a ton of carbonation on that, as you would expect from a Weissbier. And as always, I want to get the whole lot in there because you do not get the full flavour unless you pour the sediment from the bottom in. There you go, that is like a Bavarian cornetto. There is a tiny little bit left on there, but as you can see, that is a very nice cloudy, almost light orange colour. Big foamy 2.5 finger, almost 3 finger whitehead. Oh, it smells absolutely gorgeous. Really nice. It's got them lovely Bavarian sweet malts in there. Bready, doughy sweet malts. And look, I'm pouring that yeasty sediment in there, so that's probably going to get even more banana and clove in there. It smells lovely, I have to say. What does it taste like though? Let's find out. Zum Wohl, as they say in Germany. Yeah, that's quite nice. I always say though that, and I've found this, it's not that I always say this, it's what I've found drinking Weissbier. I find it's best to just take a few mouthfuls out of it, but not draw your own conclusions until you get sort of about there. Let it calm down, let the carbonation calm down, and see how it goes from there. But initially, what I'm really noticing on the aftertaste is a nice bit of spice on there. Clove and pepper is coming through on that, and it's really nice. There's obviously the banana stuff. What a fucking quality beer tester that is, banana stuff. It's the banana esters coming from the yeast. That's quite nice. Flavours are a little bit subdued. I've tasted Weissbier with bigger flavours from Bavaria, but that is not bad at all. It's big on flavour, but not as big compared to other Bavarian Weissbiers. Now, I've tasted Weissbiers from other parts of Germany, and with a couple of exceptions, that's pretty similar. You've got all the flavours there that you'd expect. You've got banana, you've got the clove, you've got a little touch of spice, and some nice, what I like to call Munich malts, the sweet, almost bread, liquid bread they call it, or certain breweries, certainly Inga call it that, but it's got that doughy, biscuity, sweet flavour that's big, and it really shines through. But that's really there on this, but not as big as other Bavarian Weissbiers. It's quite nice. Carbonation's there, but it's not as aggressive as some of the other beers, or certainly the Weissbiers that I've tasted from Germany. This is quite subdued, nice mouthfeel, and pretty much what you'd expect from a Bavarian Weiss. There's nothing in there untoward that I would say, oh, you know, this is a bit left field. It's not. It's pretty bog standard. It's just the flavours are a little bit, from what I can gather, a little bit subdued. And I don't know whether they've done that to appeal to the people who don't like the massive flavours from, you know, your Schneider Weiss or your Weihenstephaner, or, you know, any of the others, the Inga or the, you know, the Paulaner stuff. Certainly the Paulaner, which has got massive flavours. But it's really nice. Super drinkable as well. Carbonation's still there, but it's not aggressive. It's just, you know, you just know it's there. It's nice. I do like that. That is quite a good one. I do review quite a lot of Bavarian Weissbiers. That's what I like. When it comes to German beer, yeah, I do review a lot of them, and I make no apology for that, because it's good beer. And if I know it's going to be good, I'll review it. And this is a good, solid Bavarian Weiss. Is it the best one? No, I don't think it is. Is it a bad one? Certainly not. It's a really good one. It's just not up there with the best of them. I think the flavours are just a little subdued, but it's still good. So what's the verdict? Yeah, as I said, it's an all-round solid Bavarian Weiss. There is nothing in there that's ringing alarm bells with me. There's nothing that makes me think, this is a bit dodgy. No, it's got all the flavours there. It's got the carbonation, it's got the banana esters, it's got the clove esters, it's got nice Munich malt on the finish, and a little touch of spice as well, a little peppery spice on it too. I imagine, although I could be wrong, it's coming from the hops that are in this, although I'm sort of thinking it's coming from the yeast, but either way, it's there and it's nice. And yeah, it's just a solid Bavarian Weiss. I'd give that an 8 out, well no, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And would I recommend it? It's cheap. I've seen the prices of it in Europe, and it's very cheap. I think, as I said before, it was €1.60 something. So if you see this on a shelf in any off licence, and the other good stuff like Schneider or Weihenstephaner is there, but it's, you know, more pricier, and you want a bit of a budget, get this. This is a real good substitute for the top beers, as long as the price is right, I'd say. So yeah, again, it is just a good solid beer. There is nothing wrong with it. There's no nasties, nothing that's ringing alarm bells. It just does what it says on the label. 8 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.